Good morning. How long does it take to form a habit? If you want to change a habit, if you want to form a new habit, how long does it take? I'm betting you're tempted to say either 14 days or 30 days, or if you've been reading up on new research, you probably say something like 66 days. Those are the numbers that I often hear when I ask this question, whether I'm speaking at an event or whether I'm talking with my clients. People have heard 2 or 3 weeks, or they've heard 30 days, or they've heard 66 days. Here's the fact. The fact is that there's research out there, good research, that says it takes an average of about 66 days. That's the average. What that means, whenever you hear the word average, think about Mark Twain. There are lies, there are damn lies, and then there's statistics, right? So whenever you hear research in the word average, what it means is that it probably won't apply to you. That's what average means. What average means is that they've done some research and it applies to a group of people, okay? But what they found was it could take as short as just a few weeks up to a year, like 6 months to a year. It can take an enormous amount of time in certain examples and situations. You've got to ask yourself, with a habit and how long it's going to take you, you've got to ask yourself, how complex is the habit I'm trying to learn? How deeply ingrained are my current habits? How emotionally connected am I with my current habits? So for example, people who smoke, smoking is not just puffing on a cigarette. It often is engaged with social relationships and community, and it's really complex in many ways. So it's not simply oh, you just quit and then it's fine. It's not just the addiction, it's the emotional engagement with it, right? And I'm not just talking about cigarettes, I'm talking about any kind of habit, okay? So cigarettes are simply one of those more complex habits that people have. You've got to ask yourself, how much crisis are you in right now? Because if you're in crisis, it's more likely that you will change your habit. If you're not in crisis, you're not going to worry about it as much. If you simply want to exercise because you're like, it would be kind of nice to lose a few pounds, you're probably not going to start exercising if you don't like exercising. If, however, you've just been diagnosed with a heart condition or diabetes, and the doctor says, if you don't do this, you're going to have a big problem, then how likely are you to exercise? I never used to stretch, ever. I never stretched. I played lots of sports at a decent level, never stretched. And then at about 30 years old, I went in, I couldn't move. I had a sciatic nerve that was just killing me with pain. I wasn't able to do anything, and a professional said, Mark, we've done MRIs, and you got a blown disc in your back. And I said, I'm 30, I was an athlete. How can this happen? And what they said is, you need to start stretching out, because one part of your body is pulling harder than the other body. You've got to work out and you've got to stretch. Guess what? For the last decade and a bit, I've been stretching consistently. I stretched this morning before I came to work. I consistently do this. Why? Because there was crisis in my life. And utilize crisis, utilize fear to get motivation going. If you don't have a crisis in your life, you're less likely to change if it's a complex habit. There's another question you need to ask yourself on how long it's going to take. What is your social support system like? What is your support network like? Do you have coaches and mentors and friends and family and people who invest in you, who say, we've got your back, do this, and we're going to support you? Or do you have people in your life that are naysayers and say, you can't do this, or good luck, or what's your plan B? If you've got people in your life like that, you're going to need a different support system. All of these things matter with habits. So how long does it take to change a habit? How long does it take to change a habit? It can take as short as a few weeks. It can take as long as years. I've been working on certain habits for a long time and still falter in them every once in a while. Having said that, this is the key, and this is what I want to encourage you with. The people who are failures in life are not the people who fail. They're the people who never start again. They never get it back up again. And when you don't get back again, that's when you know you're a failure, when you don't get back up again. If you are willing to try again, if you're willing to put in some effort, you're not a failure. You have failed. That's not who you are. When you get it back up again, you try again. You are somebody who has perseverance, which is maybe the number one key to success in life, in any industry or business. So here's my challenge, my encouragement to you today, my action step. My action step is, ask yourself, what is a habit that you've tried in the past that is going to make a big difference in your life, but you're not currently doing? And I want you to ask yourself, why do I need, this is a very specific question, why do I need to re-engage in this habit? If I don't re-engage with this habit, what are the long-term results? If you ask yourself those, even just those two questions, you can ask many more, but if you ask yourself just those two questions, that's going to start making a difference, and it'll give you probably enough motivation to put a plan together and start it. So ask yourself those two questions, and then put a quick plan together. What am I going to do today to help myself with this habit? Enjoy taking action. Enjoy the feeling of accomplishment and encouragement or momentum it gives you, confidence it gives you when you start taking action.